Oshomoji.
Flying Eagles of Nigeria defeat Ghana's Black Starlets to retain WAFU Under-20 Championship. I'll bring you the details of this and more when I return. I am Sheyi Halawo. Don't go away.
Don't count the days, make the days count. You can watch us live on Facebook at Ogtv and Ogun State Television, YouTube at Ogtv Abeokuta, and on Ogtv website on www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And for the latest news and reports, check us on these platforms: X at Ogun TV, Instagram at Ogun State Television, or download Ogtv app on Apple Store and Google Play Store. And now the news in detail. Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun has again assured both local and international investors of adequate policies and programs that will make the Gateway State desirable for inward investment. Governor Abiodun stated this while receiving the Ambassador of the United States to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., in his office at Okemosson, Abeokuta. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
While relaying out the achievement of his administration since inception, Governor Dapo Abiodun, represented by his deputy, Engineer Noimo Salakoye-Dele, affirmed to the Ambassador of the United States to Nigeria that his government is committed to improving the lives and livelihood of the people. Governor Abiodun said the policies and programs of the current administration put in place over the years are basically to make the Gateway State investors friendly.
We have put a lot of investment in infrastructure in our state, and also on the policy side to put down the adequate policies to make Ogun State investor friendly. And this has been generating a lot of inflow into our state, and our foreign direct investment has increased significantly over the last 5 years.
He also pointed out that the International Agricargo Airport in Ilishan Remo is another opportunity to support investors in exporting and importing easily into the states.
Ability to actually support all the industries here and provide opportunities for them to export and import easily through Ogun State. Just a few weeks ago, we had the groundbreaking ceremony for a dry port here in Ogun State, so that our investors and our manufacturers now would not need to go all the way to a Papa port. So we're having this integrated transport system to make sure that we make Ogun State desirable for inward investment. And we hope that with these kind of projects added to all the other things that we're doing, Ogun State continues to be attractive for businesses. And we look forward to doing more business with US-based companies as we do all of this.
Speaking earlier, the Ambassador of the United States to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., commended the governor for creating a conducive environment not only for the residents of the state, but also for international investors.
And I wanted to visit because this is such a dynamic state in terms of business and economy. There's a great deal of U.S. investment in this state, and there are very interesting programs going on, as the Deputy Governor and I discussed, and everything from small business development, entrepreneurs, and it's a state where I think the U.S. government and the U.S. Embassy can learn a lot.
Richard Mills Jr. noted that with the dynamic business environment, the United States is ready to work collaboratively to further improve the bilateral relationship with Nigeria and for the economic growth of both nations. Yusuf Ganiu, Ogtv News.
The government of Ogun State has assured the people that it will not relent in its efforts towards fixing more roads and other socio-economic infrastructure in Ogun Central. The state's governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, while addressing a town hall meeting in Abeokuta, also promised more jobs opportunities in formal and informal setting and welfare for market men and women, aged and the civil servants. Fowora Adesonwo reports.
The last lap of the town hall meeting for all esteemed leaders across Ogun State held in Abeokuta on the 2025 budget and 2025-2027 medium-term expenditure framework organized by the Ministry of Budget and Planning Ogun State. A potpourri of opinions on how to sustain a viral Ogun State with a lot of accolades to the government of Prince Dapo Abiodun for walking the talk on equity and fairness in the distribution of the Commonwealth of Ogun State.
5 roads are already ongoing. So we, the people of Ifo local government, especially Alapole, Ajuwon, Akute, Okiaru, Agbado, Ojodu, and environs are really saying a big thank you to His Excellency.
I appreciate the governor for all he has been doing, but then we have to ask for more. The Lagos Abeokuta Express Road has been commissioned, but there must be some feeder roads as well. So I want to implore our governor, the Commissioner for Finance, Budget and Planning to please include this roads in the budget. Koka Ifo Road, Ibogun Egbeda, Ibogun Ibogun, Iwoye, which leads to Ilaro.
Setting the pace for discussion, the governor was represented by the Chief Economic Advisor and Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Dapo Okubadijo, said last year's budget saw 222 kilometers of road constructed or rehabilitated in Ogun Central out of the 600 kilometers constructed across the state, putting the percentage at 40% for Ogun Central alone.
In our infrastructure development focus, we recently approved the reconstruction of Lantoro Okeyidi Road and Elega Miliki Shaje Junction Road. The Lagos Abeokuta Federal Government Express Road, spanning across multiple local government areas, is vital to Ogun State's growth and connectivity. It spans through 3 different local government areas in Egbaland.
Mr. Dapo Okubadijo's speech was intermittently interrupted by applause from the people, confirming the spread of the dividends of democracy across Ogun State without discrimination.
The Iliradero program is designed to be inclusive, ensuring that all citizens receive quality care without financial burden. I encourage you and your loved ones to take full advantage of this health insurance program.
The Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Laolu Olabinton, reeled out the figures and footages, confirming the performance of the budget from 49% to 80% from 2019 to 2024.
Last year, as we went around the state, we took cognizance of your input and suggestions at meetings like this, and we had a total of 377 input. And I'm standing in front of you to let you know that 90% of that, i.e. 340 of that, found their way into the 2024 budget. I'm also pleased to let you know that the remaining 10% will be added within the medium-term framework, that is between 2025 and 2026.
The Alake and Paramount ruler of Egba Landobad, Michael Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, called for the construction of township roads and feeder roads across Ogun Central.
To plead with the government to repeat what they did in Ifo in all the other 5 local governments.
The Speaker of Ogun State House was
no doubt open to collaborations with micro, small and medium enterprises as strategic partners in boosting the state's internally generated revenue. This was reiterated by the wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abeokuta, during the Afreximbank SME Development Workshop and Stakeholder Engagement Program. Margaret Okunlola reports.
Speaking during one of the sessions at the Afreximbank SME Development Workshop and Stakeholders Engagement with Financial Institutions and Governments was the wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abeokuta, represented by the Special Advisor and Deputy Director General of Ogun State Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency, Shola Arobieke, who went down memory lane on the efforts of the current administration in Ogun State towards encouraging micro, small and medium enterprises. Shola Arobieke says the efforts include creation of various agencies to see to bottlenecks of issues being addressed, transparency, harmonization of tax, various capacity building programs, disbursement of grants, among others.
We believe in SME. Anything that we need to do to support SMEs, Ogun State is there. There's a quarterly meeting with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. We even go lower. We meet with the Small Businesses Association of Small Business Owners, the smaller businesses, to get feedback, quarterly feedback of what are the issues that are important to them and how can we improve on the enabling environment. So from that feedback, we go back and it informs part of our policy.
On his part, Ogun State Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor, Dapo Okubadejo, says the Ogun State government will not relent in its people-oriented drive by encouraging SMSEs and providing enabling environments for business to thrive.
In Ogun State, we're providing an enabling business environment for them, giving them access to land. So we've created a program called SILAS, Small and Medium Enterprise Industrial Land Acquisition Scheme, SILAS. And the purpose of SILAS is helping most of these SMEs to create collaterals, to generate or have collaterals or securities that they can use to secure financing or funding.
The Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite, was represented by the Executive Director of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Bank of Industry, Alhaji Shekarau Omar, at the stakeholders' engagement.
The future of Nigeria's economy and the broader African economy lies in the hands of SMEs. By addressing the barriers to export and leveraging opportunities presented by AFCFTA.
Highlight of the stakeholders' engagement was the signing of a $250 million from Afreximbank to Woodhull Capital in a bid to support micro, small and medium enterprises to upscale and for export promotion, among others. Margaret Okunlola, Ogtv News.
In order to bridge the gap in urban-rural health services, particularly in the provision of sustainable ambulance system, a high-level sensitization in ensuring high-impact service element in Nigeria's healthcare system has been held between the federal and Ogun State governments. During the interaction, it became evidently clear that more attention should be focused on rural populace to curtail urban drift. Ukem Ago has the details of the meeting in this package.
Despite Nigerians' commitment to achieving the sustainability development goals, particularly good health and well-being, significant disparities remain in healthcare accessible, especially in rural areas. This gap is most pronounced in maternal and child health, as well as emergency mortality face difficulties in accessing timely emergency medical intervention. This necessitated the National Emergency Medical